Do you want to hit powerful and consistent forehand shots with the same technique the best players in the world use? One thing you've probably seen on TV or on YouTube is that these top players keep their head incredibly still around contact. Now, this is very important to work on, especially if you have a tendency to miss-hit shots on your forehand. However, it doesn't just help with consistency, it also helps add power to your forehand. So in this video, OTI Master Instructor Gregg explains why this is so important and how you can work on it.
Now the first power principle is keeping your eyes fixed at the point of contact. Now this is so important and applies to all players at all levels, and that's why we're starting with it. Now it sounds easy, but this is a common mistake a lot of players make. Now why is that so important? Well, if I line up over here, my contact point with the Billie Jean King eye coach, with my eyes fixed at the ball, look where my contact is. It's in the sweet spot, the center of the strings. Now if I simply lift my head up, see how now that results in a miss hit. Now the research done by the team here shows us that 8 out of 10 balls hit at the recreational level are mishits. Now you might be wondering, how does keeping your head still result in more power? Well, there are two reasons. The first is that, think about it this way. If you hit the ball in the sweet spot versus off-centered, when you have that sweet spot hit, the ball flies off the racket more effortlessly and you get the maximum spring effect. Also, when you hit the ball off-center, it could result in a miss hit and more unforced errors. And what comes to the second reason is that when we get into the kinetic chain, by keeping your head still, it helps with the stopping effect. So you can use the linkage system for more effortless power. So how can you work on this? Now, this idea comes from Tiger Woods, and they say that when he's putting, he does not look up until he sees the ghost of the ball. Well, what is the ghost of the ball? Well, you'll see this outline of the ball, and it's called persistence of vision. It's how cartoons work, where basically your retina will hold that image. So if I place this ball down on the ground, keep staring at it, keep staring at that point after I putted the ball, I'll see this outline of the ball. By the time I see that, the ball's already gone. So if I lift my head up, it's not going to affect the ball. Now, I do find your brain needs something concrete to look for. That's where also you can use the Billie Jean King eye coach. It can train you to keep your eyes at contact because the ball's not leaving the racket. But you can also try to see that persistence of vision. So if I strike the ball here, you can always see like one ball kind of holds there for a split second. So this is a great device, if you're interested, to help you to train your eyes, keep your head still, and you can do that at home and get a lot of repetitions in. So there will be a link below this if you're interested, and you can apply all these drills at home using the Billie Jean King eye coach. So now let's try this again and see if you can see this at home. What I want you to do is I want you to be staring at the ball. Now once I put the ball away, I want you to continue to be looking at where the ball was. Let's try it one more time. So I definitely encourage you to try that. You can even do this right now at home, is line up like you're gonna putt and don't look up until you see the outline of the ball. That way when your head moves, it does not affect contact. So let me know in the comments if you saw that sort of outline of the ball, almost like a shadow after the ball rolled away. Now from there, you can then do a self feed, and it could look different from player to player or stroke to stroke. Whoops, sometimes when you look for this at contact, you may see a couple of balls going out like this, or you might see one ball just hanging there like a stationary ball. So I'm going to just do a self feed here on my forehand. And as I do that, I'm looking for it. I just see this ball just hanging there for a fraction of a second. By the time I see that and recognize it, if I lift my head, the ball's already traveled away from me and I cannot affect the outcome. So that's the first principle, keeping your head still. There's some ideas and some drills to help you with that. Obviously from the self feed, you then will introduce it into a ball machine and rallying with a practice partner.